Wow. Welcome to Target. I'm your host, Atlas Aultman, former military commander turned best-selling author, now bringing you a podcast that you can use so that you can figure it out for yourself. Welcome. This is Target.
All right, so let's talk about your businesses. You've been an entrepreneur for a long time.
Yeah.
What did you used to do?
So big in real estate, and just kind of had some other things like junk removal companies, and just we kind of dabbled in a lot, my brother and I. And I left the real estate industry about 3 years ago. It was kind of interesting. I was going to an office to renew a lease with an architect firm. I knew the owner and found out that he wanted to sell. And I loved what the architect firm did. And
What did he do? Or what did the firm do?
so they specialize in, at the time, it was just strictly schools in the state of Arizona in rural places that have a declining population. And we would go to these schools and we would teach them how to get grant money to rebuild their schools that are falling apart. A great example is Bisbee, Arizona is this mining town. They used to have schools that had like 3,000 students, and now they've got 800 students or 600 students in this big old school. Beautiful school built in the 1940s.
Right.
Should be a historic monument type
Really?
thing, right? Yeah. Oh, just beautiful. And they're falling apart because they don't have any money.
So architecture. I love architecture. So
Yeah.
what made it so good? What is the striking features of a school like that should be?
Like you look in their theater and it's straight up something you would think you would have seen in Broadway back in the day. Like it's just beautiful with these arch ceilings and just the pop outs and the way that they designed it. It just looks classical, right?
Yeah.
But it's a high school in Bisbee, Arizona on the border of Mexico.
Yeah.
You know, just like copper roof lines and just
So they got grant money and redid it?
we get grant money. We're still in the process of working on that one and getting it to go through. It takes a little bit to get the grant money, and these schools don't know how to do it. And so we're able to say, you know, it's so fun. We went to a small town, and one of the first things I did when I bought the company is I went around doing the marketing, figuring out how does it work, you know? And I went to this superintendent. I said, hey, I noticed you got 3 schools here and the roofs are falling apart. We'd like to help you fix them. Oh, we don't have any money. No, we'll get you money. No, we've tried. No, there's a state grant. And he paused and he's like, so what's the catch? I go, no catch. We help you get the money. It comes to you for free. We design it. The state pays us to design it. And then we actually handle it. So to make sure it's all built the right way. It doesn't cost you a penny. It all comes from the state.
Yeah. You just hire us to do it.
Yeah. He thought I was a used car salesman. Like I had this, and it took me a while to convince him that there was no catch, right? It was the awesomest thing. I'm like, this is amazing.
Well, I mean, the catch is that you get the work.
Yeah.
That's the catch.
That's the catch.
But you're doing the work to get the work.
Yeah. So we're hustling. We're going out there.
Yeah.
I mean, this company, most architect firms, they want to do the Frank Lloyd Wright thing and build like this amazing building, stamp their name on it, right?
Yep.
And so they'll do, you know, an architect firm of my firm's size might do 5 or 6 projects in a year. We're doing 175 projects in a year. Wow. And they're all smaller projects like grading and drainage and roofs and windows and doors that are 50 years old, right? AC, taking swamp coolers out and replacing with AC units and making sure the structure can handle it, like all these things. So we do a lot of smaller projects, but it's so amazing because it takes this community that's falling apart and this school becomes a center of pride. It becomes a community center where people want to be. And it's like, it revitalizes these towns. And so as somebody who's gone around for 20 years speaking to teenagers about mental health, a safe mental space, I now get to be a part of creating a safe physical space. And so my company, and we're starting it this year, we're offering to the state of Arizona. We're now in Texas. So we're offering it to the schools in Texas.
Okay.
That my company will cover the charge of me coming out with copies of my book to come and speak at their schools and assemblies to help them create safe mental spaces now that we're creating safe physical spaces in these schools.
That's so cool.
It was just something where it came into it. And again, like I talked about God saying, what are you going to do with what I've given you?
Yeah. Well,
this is what I'm doing. I'm not just going to create the safe physical space. I'm going to take it to the next level. And that's the entrepreneurial spirit. If you're an entrepreneur, you're always thinking, how do I be better? How do I increase? How do I grow? How do I compound? All those things. And so I do that in every aspect of my life, marriage, relationships, business, and everything you can.
Yeah, I can see that. Now, on that whole spectrum, there's a lot going on. How do you find time for your family?
I think that as a business owner, people have to understand you shut off. When I go home, and this was why I kind of had to get out of the real estate area. You can't turn off in real estate. especially what we did portfolio management, real estate, property management, all those things.
Yeah.
Midnight, you're getting a call from somebody saying, hey, my dishwasher doesn't work. You're like always on call, and it's never an urgent thing. Right. Yeah. So now that I've left that and I've gone to the architect firm, I get out of work, 5:00, my phone.
Turn it off.
Yeah. I stopped wearing a smartwatch.
Yeah.
Because I don't need the ding. I don't need the buzz. I don't need the distraction. So when I go home, I'm home. Right. And it's been amazing. The last 3 years have been awesome. We shut down our office from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day. It's completely shut down. I go home. No business is done.
Dude, I bet you a lot of entrepreneurs would love to live that life, and they can.
They just don't. You got to set your boundaries, right? And part of it is because as an entrepreneur, you're always thinking the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. But if you compartmentalize and you think, I'm going to compound every aspect of my life. So I'm going to compound my business until 5 p.m. As soon as it hits 5 p.m., now I'm going to go home and I'm going to do what I can to increase my home life, right? And your thing. And so it gives me an opportunity to serve. It gives me an opportunity to do this and again, just have some amazing opportunities.
Yeah. See, I love this, and I'm going to start going into investing now because you used that analogy. You're investing, your time is something that is an investment, and most people don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
You got to guard your time like it's your savings account from someone who's trying to steal all of it.
Yeah.
Because they are. If you let people steal your time, they will.
They will.
So you got to set your hours, and whether they're banking hours or whatever. This is the first time I've ever had a conversation with an entrepreneur that said, I shut the doors for the holidays. So, and what happened? Did anything bad happen?
Nothing bad happened, right? I mean, we had less billings in the month of December because we weren't open for a little bit. But what was the trade-off? All my people go home, they spend time with their family, they reset, and they come back energized, right? If you create an environment where you put them first, people aren't leaving your office.
No.
They're not leaving you. They're like, hey, they're trying to bring people in that they want to be part of it. I think that part of it comes down to the fact of you have to recognize the return. As an entrepreneur, we're always looking at what's the return. Yeah. What's the ROI? So 1.5 years ago, my wife had a really hard time with her mental health. She's very much okay with me speaking about it, which is amazing. It's just, she empowers me to do these things, right? But what was amazing is because I had already set up that standard, there were times where I left the office at 2:00. I had great people in place that I trusted. I said, I need to go home. And I literally would just go home and sit next to my wife. Didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
She appreciated that I wasn't on my computer and I wasn't busy. She appreciated that those moments when she needed to talk to me, I could literally put my phone down and not be distracted. The return on that investment, it's worth more than any dollar.
Right. Yeah. You can't put a price tag on that.
No, our marriage is so strong right now because of that. Because she knew that I wasn't just talking about being a protector, a provider, a safe space. It was there.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm not sure how you manage your time, but I do schedules, and I look at the time before the day and then after the day, and I see how good I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because where you spend your time is where your priority is. So you basically told your wife, you're my priority.
Yeah.
And then you told all the people that you work with, she's my priority. And if I prioritize her, what do you think I'm going to do with you?
Yeah.
Because your actions speak louder than words.
Yep.
And so, yeah, people don't leave bad jobs. They don't leave bad, hard jobs. They leave bad teams and bad leaders and bad companies and bad culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. Turnover. Have you had a lot of turnover?
This last year was tough because the state changed the budget.
Yeah. Why did they change the budget?
We don't know. It's the weirdest thing. There's such a backlog for work, and it's just it's government being government.
Yep.
Yeah. And 1.5 years ago, I saw the writing on the wall. As an entrepreneur, I was trying to be.
How'd you see that? You saw.
We were doing a lot of design. So it's 2 phases. So they approve a budget for a total dollar amount.
Yeah.
And then they approve projects, and they were approving a ton of projects in design, but then they have to pay for that. Mm-hmm. Well, design's only 10%, 20% of the cost of the entire project.
Yeah.
So if the budget doesn't increase and they've got a backlog of all these buildings that need to be built,
Yeah.
they're not going to be using an architect firm to do a lot of design, right? And the other problem is you get 100 projects designed for that same amount of budget to design 100 projects. You're only going to be able to do 5 projects to build. So a year and a half ago, we started to dive into doing federal. So we've been working really hard to get in with military bases, with the DOD. We're starting to find some headway. It's about a 2-year process to get that type of work. We opened an office in Texas.
Are you an 8A company?
We're not.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
That's harder.
That's harder. But we have 8A partners that are priming,
Okay.
and then we're subcontractors for. So
yeah. If you guys are interested in all this, I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, but yes, it's government and it sucks.
Yes. And so what we found is by having great 8A partners but you got to establish those relationships. It's taken us a year and a half to do that. That's understandable. We opened an office in Texas to do schools in Texas. It's a year and a half to really break into that market. It's just a slower process of marketing for an architect firm. So unfortunately, we started a year and a half ago. About a year ago, the budget's changed. So this was a hard year. Yeah. We had turnover in the sense that we just didn't have the work.
Got it.
I haven't really had anybody leave the company, right? And many of them are hopeful that they'll come back, right? And it was heartbreaking for me to do that. As an entrepreneur, you never want to do that.
Yeah, you never want to tell people, hey, I don't have the work for you. But okay, so let's talk about that mindset. Like, how do you do it? How do you tell people, like, this is just a hard year? Yeah. Because it's the hardest entrepreneur talk ever. So here's the thing that I think is truly important for a leader in the vulnerability of leadership. It's not vulnerability of, I'm not like letting your emotions show. And that's part of it. But part of it is just being completely transparent. As soon as we realized the budget changed, we said, hey, the budget's changed. We're doing this, this, and this. We're really trying hard. And I gave my company full on, told them financials. And they knew that we were struggling. By the time when we let people go, most of them knew that I should have let them go 6 months previous. Yeah. I was going into other funds, that we had safeguards and whatnot in order to try to maintain. And we had one contract that was supposed to start July of last year, and it's barely starting. Like, we are barely getting approval to move forward. 6 months. It was a $1.5 million contract. That's our revenue off of that. That's a lot to be missing out for 6 months. Yes. Right? So by the time I said, hey, listen, I'm sorry. We wish we could keep you. One of them cut me off and says, I've been waiting for this for a while. Thanks for keeping me around as long as you could. Wow. So yeah, it sucks. But then you're like, all right, I guess my communication cycle's good. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the key is I think that a lot of, as a man, we think we got to be tough and we got to put this hard exterior and, hey, I can handle it. I can do it all on my own. Yeah. But by just being transparent and being vulnerable, I'm like, hey, listen, guys, we're struggling. This is hard. All right. I'm going a little bit off track because I'm interested in this. So I have a 30-year-old, and he used to build houses in Maryland, and he hired his friends, a mistake that a lot of people do. Yeah. And I was talking to him about his business, and I was like, so how are the numbers? He's like, yeah, they could be working faster. I'm like, who'd you hire? And he's like, I hired these guys. And I'm like, these guys from high school? He's like, yeah. What do you think about hiring friends and family? As an entrepreneur, that's always a hot button. It's tough. So I worked with my brother for 15 years. And my heart breaks the fact that we're not as close as we used to be when I left the company. Part of it was how I left. Part of it was the fact that I left, and it taught me a lot. If you're going to work with family, you have to have the hard conversations on a regular basis. Hey, I'm not happy. Hey, we need this. Hey, this, because the hardest thing about when I left was the surprise, right? So now I work with my father-in-law. Yeah, he's a great man. He truly is, but he's getting older, retirement age. I've had some very hard conversations with him, and I changed that. So for your son, what would I say? As much as he thinks it's going to hurt the relationship by having a hard conversation and being honest with him, it hurts more by not having it and then having to go to him with a surprise hit of, guys, it's not working. I'm going to have to let you go. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. He let them all go.
Yeah.
As at the end of the story of that is he let them all go and started doing different things with different people, running a different crew. But it's always hard. All right, I'm going to ask you a really serious question, and I asked that if you've probably seen this on other episodes, but if you can go back to your teenage years, knowing what you know now, and you could tell yourself one thing, what would that be?
Man, it kind of depends on the point, right? If it's when I'm in that portion of suicidal ideation, and I'd want to know how much I was loved, right?
Yeah.
It was after that point.
Did you ever attempt to suicide or anything?
Did
you have a plan?
I had a plan. The craziest thing is I blocked it out for a long time. And then when I wrote my book, it came back to me, and
it's hard to relive, man.
Oh man, it came back hard. And I realized that the weekend that I was supposed to do it, my little sister went to a neighborhood little activity, and she came into my room, and I was just sitting there trying to like figure out the steps. She says, "Hey, Brick, I love you. I just wanted to know, I brought you this donut." Put it down, and I just looked at that donut, and I just thought, if I'm not here, what happens to her? You know? So, close as I came, my little sister saved me with a donut. And it's such a hard thing when I look back at it, but it's so empowering when you talk to people and you say, if you only knew that just a smile.
Yeah.
Just a smile can keep somebody from going down that road. Right? So yeah, I wish that if I could go back, I'd tell them that I was loved. If it was after that, when I was in my good space, like my senior year, I wish that I knew the impact that I could have, that I wouldn't delay it.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. It's reaching back into the fields that you probably forgot about for a while, and then realizing the things that they were valuable were there all the time, man.
Yeah.
And now you still got people that love you.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
All right. People want to find out more about you. How do they find out about you?
So when you got a name like Brickman Allen, it's awesome because people, you know it.
Number one Google search.
Number one Google search, right? You go to my website just by searching Brickman Allen. My Instagram is The Real Brickman. Pretty much that on all the social medias. My book is on Amazon called The Bully Guard. And here's the thing is, I mean, if you want to reach out to me, I just want to make an impact, right? There's a lot that can be done for this world. So reach out, let's connect, let's make a difference. I love finding people that want to make a difference and then working with them to elevate that.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate your time. We'll put all that in the show notes so that people can click on that. I just want to say thank you. So what I'm going to give you is, this is my patch.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's the Redbeard patch. It came off of Blackbeard's. You know, they made up this flag that's on the microphone in Hollywood in the 70s for a Blackbeard
That's
movie.
awesome.
But Blackbeard was known to never give up. He's the only pirate that we have put in the Smithsonian and kind of celebrated his mindset. And it is, I am never going to give up. You will have to kill me.
Oh, that's awesome.
So kind of personal to you because you didn't give up and someone tried to kill you.
Yeah.
Blackbeard was stabbed like 70 times.
Yeah,
and
he's got me.
He kept going. They had to cut off his head. And so it's a little bit of a personal touch to that. The reason why I use it is because, one, I have a red beard and it goes along with my mantra.
Yeah.
And then I found out that my bloodline reaches back to people that used to fight the slave trade, and we were called pirates in Ireland. So
I was reading that about you. That is the awesomest
it's
history,
so cool.
Dude. That's
it is so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, we were like, you're not going to steal our people. In fact, we're going to kill you and steal your boats. And then the nation states that were enslaving my people called us pirates, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And so we still stand up for what's right today, and bring people like you onto the show to kind of bring that right message. So I appreciate your time. So
well, it's an honor to be on here with you. And again, it's just sometimes when you live like we do, you find some amazing people that you come in, you walk away from on. Like, I can't believe I just spent this time with you. And again, it's such an honor. And for all your listeners that are out there, thanks so much for kind of diving into my weird and crazy life.
Not weird, not crazy. Definitely very, very insightful. And we thank you for coming on the show. And now I got to close out with a weird commercial.
No, you're good.
All right, everybody. Thank you. We are a top 1% show on YouTube now. You've heard me say top 20, top 10, top 5. We're at number 1 right now because you are continuing to show love through that subscribe button, which you can hit now and join us every week as we deliver in the same targeted time and the same targeted channel. I am your host, Atlas Aultman. So glad you came. And until next time, aim for excellence and stay on target.
Stay with us as we stay on target with another awesome episode coming up next. We'll see you there. And subscribe to Targeted Now. As an ambassador to buckedup.com, I get to give you our special discount. That's Atlas25 when you go to buckedup.com to get that special discount. Only for our listeners, Atlas25. Go to buckedup.com now. Entrepreneurs, you're wasting money. Are you paying for TV, radio, maybe even newspapers? I gotta tell you, that's all dead. What's new? Well, I'm glad you asked, Atlas. It's podcasting. Just so happens I have a very successful podcast that I can put you on. And we're looking for guests. So if you have a product or service that will help people, hit us up. Atlas Aultman Targeted Podcast. We bring new audiences to new people, and we bring new people to, well, you. Check us out.